The movie starts by showing a man named Max lying in a dark room, high on drugs while remembering his childhood, where a foster family is shown living happily together. After this, Max goes outside and unlocks a building's locked door using a card and pin. He goes to the rooftop and paints a strange graffiti on the wall, but suddenly the police arrive and arrest him. The police put him in jail, where he recalls his childhood again, remembering how his mom and dad tearfully told him that his brother Luke had committed suicide in college. Max also cries while hugging his parents. The scene shifts to the present, where Max's foster dad comes to meet him at the police station. He tells Max that he'll have to do community service if he wants to get out. Max agrees. After this, Max goes to a Green Meadows retirement home. Two senior employees working there explain everything to him and tell him not to go to the 4th floor because the patients there need special care. Then Max gets ready and takes a garbage trolley to the 3rd floor. He knocks on an apartment door asking for garbage. The door is open. When no one comes, he goes inside and sees 2 old people wearing strange masks, doing bizarre activities. He quietly leaves, but the old woman hears the sound of him leaving. After this, Max is standing near the pool where old people are enjoying themselves. An old woman named Norma comes to Max and asks for a towel. He gives her the towel, and she tells him that he looks like her son. Suddenly, a woman in the pool starts bleeding from her forehead because she recently had a skin procedure. Everyone comes out of the pool. At night, Max is sleeping and sees a nightmare where Luke is shouting his name, and Max wakes up scared. As soon as he wakes up, he hears someone screaming from the vent above. He gets up and tries to listen carefully, but the sound stops, and he goes back to sleep. The next day, the news reports that a major storm is expected in a few days. While Max is sleeping, a man named Lou and a woman arrive unexpectedly, telling him there's urgent work and they need his help. They take him along, and to his surprise, everyone welcomes him. After this, a doctor named Sabian introduces himself and tells Max that his eyes are very pretty and big. The scene shifts, and at night Max is sleeping. He sees another nightmare again, where the old masked couple are killing him. Suddenly he wakes up and goes outside to check. Again, he hears screaming sounds from the vent. He looks toward the vent, but suddenly Norma comes from behind and asks him what he is doing there so late. Max tells her he couldn't sleep. Norma replies she also couldn't sleep and asks him if he wants to talk with her for a while. Then Norma takes him to her room and tells him about her dead son. She shows him a half-torn painting that her son had given her, but which he had torn in anger. The scene shifts. The next morning while cleaning, Max again hears screaming from the vent. He goes to the lift and presses the 4th floor button, but it doesn't work. Then he goes upstairs by the staircase and sees that the main gate of the 4th floor is locked. But Max easily opens the gate with the help of his card and pin. He goes inside and enters another room where many sick old people are sitting in wheelchairs. Suddenly, one man gets up, screaming, and rushes toward Max, grabbing him tightly. Max struggles to free himself but fails. Just then, the 2 senior workers arrive and pull the patient away from him. After this, the scene shifts to Dr. Sabian's office, where he tells Max that he shouldn't have gone to the 4th floor. He then asks Max why he went there despite being told not to. Max explains that he heard someone screaming, that's why he went to check. Dr. Sabian says, "Both of us know why you are here. Do you want to return to that same old life, or do you want a new beginning?" Then he tells Max to follow the rules. The scene shifts again. Now, a party for the old people is happening. Max watches from the gate, and then he sees Norma outside. He asks her why she didn't attend the party. Norma tells him she wasn't in the mood. She also asks him, "I heard you went to the 4th floor." Max tells her, "The people on the 4th floor? There is something wrong with them. They seem so lost." Norma warns him not to focus too much on that because he can't do anything for them. That night, Max again sees a nightmare, because of which he cannot sleep. The next morning he is sitting on a chair, while nearby Lou is playing pool. Suddenly, Max notices outside the door, Dr. Sabian and a senior worker are arguing with Norma about something. A little while later, Max goes to meet Norma and knocks on her door. Norma comes out wearing a shiny red dress. She tells Max she's going to Lau's murder mystery night event. Max asks her if she is alright, because he had seen her arguing with someone. Norma tells him, "Nothing like that, everything is fine." Then Max gives her a half painting and says she can fix it with her son's half-torn painting and that he tried his best to make it the same. Norma gets emotional, thanks him, and then says, "Max, there is something terribly wrong about this place. You should get—" She tries to continue, but suddenly notices someone watching them. She quickly says she's getting late and goes back inside. Max tries to stop her, but she doesn't listen. The next morning, Max is working in the garden. He looks up and sees an old man on the 4th floor drawing something on the glass window. Suddenly a scream is heard. An old woman falls from above onto the fence, and the sharp rods pierce through her body. That old woman is none other than Norma. Max is shocked to see this. An ambulance and police arrive, and Norma's body is taken away. Everyone is crying, and Max also has tears in his eyes. Dr. Sabian gives a note to the police, a note written by Miss Norma before her death, where she had written about going to meet her dead son. That night, Max again sees nightmares, full of strange and horrifying things, and wakes up in fear. He notices something lying at his door. He opens the door, but no one is there. He closes the door and checks it. It is actually a UV torch. He switches it on and suddenly some words appear shining on the wall. Find the marked ones. Max takes the UV light and goes to Lou's room, scanning his body for any marks. At first, he finds nothing. But when Lou turns to the other side, Max shines the light on his neck and sees a cross-shaped mark. The next morning, Max secretly goes into Norma's room. The room is completely empty. He looks around, trying to find something, but suddenly a senior worker arrives and asks him what he's doing there. He tells Max he must report this to the doctor. Max replies that he only came to say a last goodbye to Norma and wanted to look at her belongings to remember her. The worker tells him that Norma had no family, so all her belongings were incinerated in the basement. Then he warns Max, saying, "I will let you go this time. Leave before I change my mind." Max leaves and heads to the basement. There, he searches Norma's belongings and finds them. Among them, he discovers a wooden artifact, which he hides in his hoodie pocket. He also finds Norma's diary. Inside the diary are Norma's last words. "Today, Max went to the 4th floor. He should realize the danger. Am I the next victim? They come at night with their needles and their dogs, and they take someone away." Reading this, Max immediately goes to Lou. Lou is sitting in a chair, facing away from him. Max tells him, "Norma was right. Something very wrong is happening here." Lou stands up and turns toward Max. Max is shocked. Lou is naked. Blood is dripping from his mouth. Lou hands Max a pair of pliers and begs him to pull his teeth out, saying he deserves punishment. Max shouts for help. The scene shifts. Dr. Sabian is treating Lou while Max watches from outside. Later that night, Max sits at his laptop and searches about Dr. Sabian. He finds out that Sabian is a neurosurgeon, known for experimental brain procedures, and is currently researching psychosis in people above 75. Suddenly, Max's laptop is flooded with emails. They all contain the same message. "Have you seen the light?" Along with it is a link to join a chat. Max clicks it and joins the chat, where a masked woman appears on the screen. She tries to tell him something, but the connection breaks. The next morning, Max receives a parcel. Inside are several cordless cameras. As he opens them, his laptop suddenly turns on by itself, showing the same woman from the chat. She warns him, "Someone is coming." At that moment, someone knocks on Max's door. He quickly hides the cameras and shuts the laptop. When he opens the door, his senior worker is there telling him to come quickly to the 1st floor for some urgent work. Then she leaves. Max closes the door and reopens the laptop, trying to talk to the woman again. She tells him, "There isn't much time. You have to help me, and you have to help them before they all turn into monsters. We need to stop this." She explains that Norma found out too much, and that's why they killed her. She warns Max they will kill him too. The connection cuts again. Later, Max goes to the living room, where the old people are busy with activities. He notices many of them repeatedly rubbing the back of their necks. Max discreetly sets up a camera there, then goes around hiding the rest of the cameras in different spots. That night he sits with his laptop and TV, monitoring the cameras. He sees the same old man who had attacked him on the 4th floor. The man sneaks out through a gate. Max dozes off but is startled awake by noises coming from the cameras. On the screen he sees Dr. Sabian, a few workers, and another man with a dog, wheeling an old lady toward the basement. He follows them there and stands outside as her screams of pain echo from within. Max quickly runs back to his room, locks the door, but then suddenly finds a woman standing inside his room. It is the same woman who had been talking to him through the chat. She tells Max the truth. This whole facility is funded by the government, and there are many such facilities where old people are experimented on, because at this age, no one cares whether they live or die. Max asks her why she is doing this. She says her own father is among those on the 4th floor. Then she pleads with Max, "You must help us gather evidence so we can expose them." She then says she has to leave. She opens the door to go, but suddenly the same 4th floor patient is standing outside. He attacks her. Max intervenes, but in the struggle, Max hits the back of his head hard and loses consciousness. After this, strange, disturbing images are shown, as if Max is dreaming. Max wakes up. His senior worker is beside him, telling him he was attacked by a patient from the 4th floor. She says she will bring Dr. Sabian. Max gets up, puts on his hoodie, and escapes through the window. He goes to a gas station and calls his mom and dad, who come to pick him up and take him home. At home, his foster sisters are introduced. His mom tells them, "This is your elder brother Max," and then takes Max to his room and lays him on the bed. She whispers something to him, the same words Norma used to say. Max is shocked. Then his mom leaves. Max looks outside the window and sees his mom and dad leaving in the car. He goes downstairs and shows his little sisters a photo of Miss Norma, asking them if she ever came to the house. They say no. Max searches the house everywhere but finds nothing. Finally, he returns to his room and lies down. His foster sisters come into his room and ask, "Do you know about the secret room?" Max is surprised. They point to a small wooden artifact that Max took from Norma's belongings on his side table and say, "There are more of like these in that room." They take him to the secret room, where many rare artifact-type items are kept. In the center, there is a statue and some cards with the word D written on them. They show him some photos kept there. Max looks at the photos and is shocked. In them, he sees Norma, Lou, his mom, dad, and others all together in 1997. In one photo from 2009, even his brother Luke is there. His parents still look the same, young, which leaves Max deeply stunned. Max takes a few photos and leaves the house. He returns to Green Meadow Retirement Home. Picking up a fire extinguisher, he smashes the 4th floor gate open and goes inside. He approaches the same man who had attacked him before and says, "You are Luke, aren't you?" The man becomes emotional and happy. Max too is overjoyed. Max tells him, "I am your brother. I always remembered you. You wanted to save me from here, so I could escape." But suddenly, from behind, a senior worker comes and injects Max with a needle, making him unconscious. When Max wakes up, he is sitting in a wheelchair. Behind him, all the old people dressed in party clothes are gathered, taking a photo with him. They are all very happy, as if it is some kind of celebration. Max screams, asking what is happening here. Then Lou explains everything. He says the truth is that all of this was a drama. Max was the real prey. They were only playing with him. Even the woman who had been asking him for help was part of this act. His mom and dad are also there. Lou reveals that his foster parents raised children only for this very day. They had done the same with Luke before. Max is stunned. Dr. Sabian tells him the truth. "You are our food. You will help us stay young." Behind every human eye lies a nectar, a fountain of youth. It was DA who told us this, our God. They place Max on an operation bed. Everyone, including his mom and dad, stand around him. Max asks his parents why they did this, but there is no emotion in their eyes. Dr. Sabian inserts a syringe into Max's eye and extracts the liquid nectar. The others watch closely and begin engaging in strange, almost seductive actions. Later, Max is shown sitting in a wheelchair. Lou is beside him and says that Norma wanted to save him because he reminded her of her son. That's why they had to kill her. But her death brought more thrill to the story. Lou leaves after saying this. The scene shifts. Max is still on the 4th floor in his wheelchair, along with Luke and the others. Max tries to open his eyes but is too weak. He sees Luke break off a needle from the wheelchair wheel, kiss a woman on the head, and then stab the needle into her eye, extracting nectar. Luke then collects the liquid in a vial. He repeats this with everyone there, except Max. Finally, Luke does it to himself as well, filling the vial with nectar. Luke then makes his brother Max drink all of it. Outside, a storm is raging violently. Sometime later, a female worker enters the 4th floor room. She sees everyone lying on the floor. Before she can react, Max suddenly appears and stabs her multiple times in the throat with the wheelchair needle, killing her instantly. Luke watches this and laughs. Max leaves, goes to the storeroom, grabs a hammer and axe, and pulls the fire alarm. All the old people start coming out of their rooms, and Max begins killing everyone who comes in front of him, slaughtering each one brutally. He enters Lau's room, drags him out. Dr. Sabian appears with a gun, warning Max to stop, but Max doesn't stop. He uses Lou as a shield and moves forward. His mom and dad also appear, but seeing him, they run away. Dr. Sabian fires the gun, hitting Lou, who dies. Max quickly grabs Sabian's hand, breaks it, takes his gun and smashes it into his face repeatedly until his face is completely shattered. Sabian dies. Then Max kills the woman who had pretended to ask him for help by slamming her against the window repeatedly. Outside, the storm intensifies, tearing the roof apart. Pieces of it crash down, crushing Max's mom and dad to death on the spot. Max then goes to Lou, removes his glasses and says, "What you took, I want it back." He extracts the nectar from their eyes and gives it to all the people from the 4th floor, making them drink it. Then they all leave the building together. Max and Luke smile at each other and walk away happily. The movie ends. Like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Story Crax. We'll be back soon with another amazing movie story.